This meeting is being recorded. This meeting is being recorded.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Freedom Body Project. I'm so excited to have you here with my friend Hallie. She's amazing, and I'm gonna actually read her bio because I don't want to mess it up. But first, she's gonna talk to you about some of her zone of genius, and she's gonna talk to you about how to unlock the mystery of yo-yo dieting so that you can live your healthiest life at your ideal weight without all the monkey mind stuff that goes on. So I'm gonna read this little bio, Hallie, because I don't want to mess it up. Hallie.
Right.
Avolio, I got it right, didn't I?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Woo!
She's the founder and president of Sassy Healthy Fit. Her mission is to empower in-demand women to prioritize themselves and unlock their sassy side without guilt. She also has an amazing podcast on YouTube, her Sassy and Sassy AF TV show. That's amazing, and I've actually been featured on that as well. All right, let's go, girl. Let's dive in. Happy to have you.
Thank you so much for letting me be here, Jen. I'm so excited. You know, we always have such good energy. It's so fun.
Truly, I'm like, can we get through this interview seriously? Because we really just have such a great connection.
This is my serious face. I can't do it.
We're like, let's have a dance party. I mean, we just have so much fun.
Yes.
Before we go further, I want to share with the audience, one of the things that I love about what you've done for me is your affirmation queen. Like, I love it. And every morning I have my affirmation deck that you sent me. And this was my affirmation this morning. Can you guys see this? Sassy baby, you got this. And literally, you guys, her affirmation cards sit on my laptop every day.
That makes me so happy. Honestly, that makes my heart so full because that is my passion.
Yeah. So tell us about it. Tell us about yourself. Tell us how you got into this.
You know, I did not come about this the traditional way in terms of being an entrepreneur. I started off in, the traditional check all the boxes, go to college, get the corporate job, get the boyfriend, make him your husband, climb the corporate ladder, get the dog, buy the house, blah, blah, blah. So did all those things and had the babies, have 3 babies who are no longer babies.
Uh-huh.
And on the surface, it seems like, wow, that's an amazing life, resume perfect.
Yeah.
And yet I was feeling really unfulfilled personally. And that led me into a whirlwind of self-destructive behavior, toxic relationships, really not only being self-destructive, but being relationship destructive, nearly costing my marriage and not taking care of my kids in a way that I should have been showing up for them as their mom.
Wow.
And really just loathing myself. And it took some really, really low moments and really hitting that kind of rock bottom place until I could pull myself out and realize that I had to get it together, or else my life, the resume perfect life, was just going to crumble and not exist anymore.
Yeah.
And in picking up those pieces and really showing up for myself, I realized that I wanted to do that for others. I really wanted to do that for other women. And that was all of a sudden this shining light that gave me purpose and passion. And I was so excited because I finally felt like this is what I'm meant to do, and this is who I'm meant to be, and I'm stepping into all that I am to be the empowered leader that I want to be.
I love that. And you are for your family. And first and foremost, as women, we're the leaders of our family. I'm sorry, but we really are. And we set the tone, right? We set the tone for our family. And for you to be able to step into, and first of all, admit that you were disconnected, it's big. So thank you for your transparency. But for us, when we step into our families and we really become those leaders and how we want to raise our kids and how we want to show up, it's powerful. And I'm glad that you were able to do that for them.
Thank you. Me too. I mean, I look back and, thank God.
Yeah.
And I really, and I'm not a religious person, and I'm becoming more in touch with my spiritual side.
Yeah.
But I really feel like there was a greater purpose, a greater pull for me to pull myself out, because there were all the signs telling me that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm so grateful, really.
For sure. Absolutely. As you should
Yeah.
be. It's amazing. And I think that, like, speaking to this health and wellness and weight loss and all these things that women that we go through on a regular basis, like, how do you, or how have you, right, transition from having this aha moment to understanding that, you know, you've got to really motivate yourself to stay healthy, but how do you motivate women to stay healthy and on track?
Well, and I just want to share also, you know, I've always struggled with my weight, and we're talking about yo-yo dieting. I can remember as a kid, my mom would keep track of my weight recorded at the doctor. And that list gave me such anxiety. And my mom didn't do it for any negative purpose. It was truly just record keeping.
Wow.
But good Lord, the anxiety that gave me. I mean, knowing that there was this list that had my weight on it, right? So I was always so scared of the scale and so scared of weight and so scared of my body image.
Yeah.
And I struggled with weight loss literally my entire life. I've done every single diet you can imagine. I've taken all sorts of diet pills, including fen-phen, which is essentially speed. Yeah. I've taken, you know, all the over-the-counter shit, like all of it. It's awful. Yeah. And a lot of it comes back to self-worth and body image, and not loving myself and being able to say to myself, I am worthy of taking care of myself, and I don't need to use food as an excuse or a substitute for love or worthiness. And that's been my biggest shift. So for me, and what I teach women is, you have to start with mindfulness, and you have to start it, you know, it's here. It's not the physical body. That's the manifestation of the junk that's going on up here. You said the monkey brain, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I love that, because I think that, you know, when women are looking at, you know, how do I lose weight? How do I keep it off for life? How do I make these shifts in my life? We're always focused on the mechanism, or the new keto diet, or the new paleo diet, or whatever it is that the media is pushing on us.
And all of them.
Right. Exactly. So have I, like, and I've gone through all of them. However, what I really want people to understand is we have to remove that layer and understand that there's something deeper. Right. And so that's the true secret sauce. And so how do you tap into that mindfulness with yourself and with your clients, so that you can shift that monkey mind to kind of get to the root of it?
This is the best practice that I've really been distilling. What is it that I do?
Yeah.
What is it that's really changed my life since I made this decision a couple of years ago? Yeah. And you may or may not be surprised to hear this, but it's my morning routine. And that is the single thing that I will attribute. Everything in my mindfulness practice starts with my morning routine, and that just takes off. And one of the best parts of the morning routine is the affirmations. Now, you talked about my affirmation card deck, and I'm so thrilled beyond that you love it and that you're using it, because that's exactly its intention. And I created this as a tool because I want women to have simple, sustainable, and fun. You got to keep it fun. Simple, sustainable, and fun tools to get you out of here, so that you can really focus on all the beautiful things in your life. Yeah. So I've refined my morning routine practice over the last couple of years to really hone in on the skills and what works best for me in a consistent way. And affirmations are a huge part of that. So every day I pull affirmation cards and I look at them, and I say them, and I write them down, because if you can do all those things, right, you have all of the audio, the visual, the kinesthetic, the tactical, it solidifies it in your brain, and it sets the tone for your entire day. I also practice gratitude as the other piece that goes right along with affirmations.
I want to go back to that really quick. So you said you say it?
Yep.
In the mirror?
I do say it in the mirror separately, but my morning routine, I'm still sitting in bed, and I pull the cards, and I look at them, and I look at it, and then I say it out loud, or in my head. Sometimes I say it in my head. Yeah. And then I write it down in my journal.
Okay. So before you even get out of bed, first thing you do in the morning.
First thing.
Okay. Sorry, I wanted to make sure we nailed that down. So strategy number 1 is create that morning routine with the affirmation before you even put your feet on the ground.
Yes.
Okay. So you said next you were talking about gratitude.
Yes.
This is a big buzzword, right?
It is a big buzzword.
Gratitude is, like, everyone's saying these things, but can you share with us and the audience how that shifted things for you?
Absolutely. So I thought that at the beginning. Yeah. I was like, this is so cheese balls. Are you freaking kidding me? I am grateful. Okay, whenever I will, right?
Right.
Totally.
Right.
But somebody said this, and I can't remember where I first heard this, and I've heard it more than one time. But when you're saying that you're grateful for something, it's nearly impossible to be simultaneously grateful and angry, or grateful and depressed, or grateful and anxious, right? So we don't think about it. But if you're in a moment being grateful, it's really hard to be the negative counter emotion to that. So by practicing gratitude for the simplest things, I'm not saying I'm grateful that, I'm grateful that there's world peace in some parts of the world. I'm sure there is world peace in some parts of the world. Those are great things to be grateful for, but let's make it real so that it resonates with you. So this morning, I literally wrote down, I am grateful for my cozy bed. Okay. I mean, that's simple, but in the moment, that felt something that I'm grateful for. Okay. And I write down things like, I'm grateful for hugs from my kids. And I'm grateful for the sun on my face and feeling the warmth. And sometimes I'm grateful that my husband did the dishes. I mean, let's be real.
Good for him. Yay.
Right? It's not necessarily that often, but that's okay.
Yeah. So is that in the morning also, like before you leave bed?
Okay. Before I get out of bed. And I write down my gratitude. And then the other way that I practice gratitude, like I did this morning. This is a real story. Okay. I am PMSing hardcore today. I am not going to lie. So you can bet that mom was a little bit feisty this morning, getting the kids out the door who were not listening and doing all the things.
How many do you have? Two, right? Three. Okay.
And there may have been some harsh tones coming out of my mouth. And I shoved him out the door and I was like, go to school. And I felt frustrated. And my husband was taking them to school. So I was like, wait, before they leave, I need to go out and I need to reframe this and I need to shift it around because I don't want to start my day this way and I don't want them to start their day this way. So I ran out to the car in my slippers and I ran out and I opened the door and I said, I'm frustrated about you not being ready for school. But I also want to tell you that I love you and I hope that you have an amazing day. And I just want to tell you all how grateful I am for you and you and you. And I point to all of them. And I just wanted to tell you that I'm grateful for our family and how much love we have. And I hope you have the best day. Oh, and in that moment, literally the frustration just, it was gone.
Wow. Yeah. I think that's so powerful. It's like we know we should be doing that, but it's like the bridge between doing it and taking action to actually putting it into our day. So speaking of that, like we're talking about a gratitude journal, we're talking about affirmations. How do we create that habit? I mean, is it something that, you create interrupters for? Is it something that, how do you create that habit?
I mean, there's so many ways that habits have been studied, and I highly recommend James Clear. If anybody is interested in learning more about habits, his book, Atomic Habits, is great, right? He talks about triggers. He talks about keeping it simple. He talks about doing like the baby step model to make the habits happen. And all of that is very valid. Highly recommend it. But here's what I want you all to remember. And I want you to hear this voice coming at you all the time. Just do the damn thing. Just do the damn thing, because we so often get in our own way. And you have to, I don't know if you're a fan of Mel Robbins, but I love the 5-second rule. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Right?
Yeah.
So you want to create a habit, you have to first identify what is the habit that you want to create. What is the action step that you have to take to make that habit happen? Yeah. And how are you going to just do the damn thing?
Yeah.
So I really believe in the power of ourselves and being our own hero. So those are my best kind of tactics and tips for, implementing, but you've got to keep it simple, because if you overcomplicate it, you're never going to do it.
Yeah, totally. I agree. And like for me, what I do is, I have to, overeating, binge eating, right? Emotional eating was something that plagued me in my life. Right. And so for me, I created a container. I'm sure like a brain container. And every time I was having those emotions, or during the day, when I was in corporate, working at a job and my boss pissed me off, or the kids are mad or misbehaving, I would put that emotion in a box. And then at night I would come home and I would write in my journal about it, because at night was when I would binge eat a lot and sometimes purge, because I was bulimic as well when I was doing my fitness stuff. So for me, what I had to do was put my journal on my bed. So in the morning when I woke up, I made my bed and put my journal on my bed, because otherwise, like, you just go to bed because it's easy, right? To just go to bed and forget about it. So I think what you're saying is, you're creating these small habits and these things, but to create that interrupter is that constant reminder to keep doing the damn thing.
Right?
Keep doing the damn thing. Don't just do the damn thing. Keep doing the damn thing.
Consistency. I mean, that's huge. So for me, to your point about, keep it in front of you, right? So I have my affirmation cards sit on my nightstand table. So when I wake up in the morning, I look at my clock to see what time it is. Guess what? There's my affirmation cards right there in front of me. Guess what? There's my journal right there in front of me. So I could choose to ignore them, but they're right there and I know how powerful they are. And I didn't start with an intense morning routine. I have a pretty lengthy morning routine right now, but it didn't start that way. And I think that you need to start with one thing and make it a habit consistently. And then if you want to add on to it, great. And if you don't, also great, but stick to that thing that's making you feel good. So maybe it's saying one thing you're grateful for and one affirmation. That'll take you maybe a minute. Great. Let's do that every day. And they say on average, habits take 66 days to stick. So, be graceful with yourself. Know that it's going to take some time and you're not going to be perfect. You're going to forget. You're going to mess up, whatever. But you move on and you say, okay, I'm committed to this habit. So I'm keeping it simple, sustainable, and fun. And I know that it's going to take an average of 2.5 months to have it stick in my brain. And that's great. And if it takes me longer, it's fine. And that's fine. And I'm going to keep doing it because this is important to me.
Simple, sustainable, and fun. That's a huge takeaway. So, okay, we're talking about this. And before we start to close, what I really want to do is I want to connect the dots for people really quick.
Yeah.
So we're talking about affirmations. We're talking about mindset. We're talking about gratitude. How is that the secret sauce to keeping our bodies healthy and us at our ideal weight?
So for me, and I've struggled with binge eating as well. That's been emotional eating and binge eating have been my downfalls. And I realized that when I do these things, it's mostly because I'm trying to fill a hole. I'm trying to fill something that doesn't exist, that I'm lacking. But by practicing affirmations, telling yourself you're worthy, telling yourself that you're beautiful, telling yourself, I am a magnificent woman and I can take on the world however I want. Whatever the words are that resonate with you. And I'm grateful for my strong and healthy body, right? I'm less likely to go raid the cupboard and go find, my kids' snack foods left over from soccer or Halloween candy that's going to be coming in a couple of days.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. That's really important. I want to bring that wrap that back around for people, because when we're eating for another reason other than to fuel our bodies, right? We're filling something in a void that's missing. And so if you can find the affirmations that you're saying and keep those in the forefront of your mind, there's no longer that need to fill, right? So I think that's really powerful. Hallie, thank you.
Yeah, well, and I just want to share, Jen, also that you taught me this lesson about the scale and being a tool, a metric, an inanimate object that's just giving us information, and we can decide therefore what action we want to take with it. And I had such an emotional connection to it that I was putting so much negative power into the scale. And to take that away, I started saying looking myself in the mirror in the bathroom, completely naked, and saying with a big hug, I love my strong and healthy body. And I say that to myself every day when I first get up in the morning. So after I've done all my other things and I get up and I pee and I do all the things, I stand there and I give myself a big hug and I say, I love my strong and healthy body. And that is a very powerful statement to shift your whole mindset. And let me tell you, that translates all day, especially when I'm in the kitchen.
Yeah, so powerful, especially when you're in the kitchen. So true. And I love that you made that connection, because the scale is neutral. It's neutral feedback. It's not positive or negative. It's it's your mindset and the way that you're viewing it, that it becomes negative or it becomes positive. And then, for women, I like to get them out of that. And it's a very, very important lesson to learn very early on. And I know that yours comes from, your mom recording your weight, right? But for a lot of women, the scale dictates if they're going to have a good day or a bad day.
Right.
And so, I think it's really important to get those affirmations, that gratitude in before you do step on your scale.
Yes. 100%. Absolutely.
Hallie, you're amazing. So tell our audience a little bit about where they can find you, where they can download freebies from you, where they can get your affirmation cards. Tell them where to get in touch with you.
All right. Well, I created, hopefully we can send it out with the comments in this because I can't remember the URL off the top of my head, but I do have a freebie for everybody as part of the Freedom Body Project. And you'll get a free digital download of the Sassy AF affirmation card deck, which I'm really excited to share with you. You can find me on all social platforms at Sassy Healthy Fit. I'm mostly hanging out on Facebook and Instagram, but I'm also on LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, all the places. My website, which I would love for your audience to view, is just sassyhealthy.fit. And of course, my YouTube show, Sassy AF TV, that Jen was on. Would love for you guys to check it out. We've got some amazing episodes with great content. So thank you so much for having me.
Oh my gosh, it's and you're so much fun. Like
I love you.
Seriously, she has so much fun on all of her platforms. She's always keeping it light and keeping it fun and never taking herself too seriously. And that's what I really truly love about you and your outlook. So
oh, well, thank you. Can I end with one quote if you don't mind? That I just heard from Gabby Bernstein, who I am a little obsessed with. I have a little girl crush on, but she says that fun is the magnet for miracles. And I absolutely love that quote.
That's so you.
It's so me.
That resonates with you hard, I bet. Yeah, because that's what you're all about, fun.
Absolutely.
Thank you for bringing it today, girl. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Jen. I appreciate you. This is so fun. I'm glad to have been here.
Yeah, thanks again. Okay, guys. See you soon.
Bye.